Right, this is the video tutorial for the Furman and Brandt project. This is the SAM module 9a project. So go ahead and open up the 9a_1. Excuse me, I change it. Save it as 9a underscore your name underscore 2. And then we can jump right on in. So the first step says, and if you're looking at the directions, it looks like a really long project. It's like a 12-page direction or something, but it's only like 15 or 16 steps, so it goes really quickly. All right, so the first thing we need to do is complete this report that our colleague has started. And so we're going to switch to outline view. So view, outline. And then it says, with our insertion point on the section break above the table of figures, so right up here, we're going to show the entire document, which is right here. And then we're going to insert. And we're going to insert that subdocument called Support 9a Content. So this is going to be in our SAM files, wherever you keep those data files. So for me, it's in my SAM files, and right there, 9a content. Go ahead and select that one, open. It pops it right in there. And you'll notice it's in this kind of outlined area. That means it's still a subdocument, so we're going to unlink it to this. So we're just going to click somewhere inside of this boxed in area, and then unlink that subdocument. That line will disappear. It's now part of our main document. All right, so let's go ahead and close our outline view. Now we've got the whole document in here. The second part says on page 2, here's page 2, find the sentence, this dissatisfaction is reflected in a 5-year decline. All right, here, this satisfaction is right here. It's in that background paragraph. And we're going to insert the following endnote after the period of that sentence. So this satisfaction, after the passenger yield, insert our selection point or insertion point. We're going to go up to our references and then insert an endnote, not a footnote, an endnote. So the endnote is going to say passenger yield is the difference between so passenger yield is the difference between the supply and demand of seats on a flight, period. All right. And we're going to go back up to page 2. So I think if we do, cancel that, back up to page 2, and it says, in the bulleted paragraph beginning the personal experience, right here, select the text euro symbol, so that little euro symbol right there. So we're just going to select that text, including the brackets, and we're going to replace it with the euro symbol. So we're going to go to our Insert tab, Symbols, Symbol, and then more symbols, and then we can hit the code 128, but this is a symbol code right there. So insert it, and close. And then there's our little euro symbol. All right. Step 4 says on page 4, so let's navigate to page 4, add a caption to the picture of the Lufthansa website. And so the caption displays. So we're going to go to our References tab, Insert Caption. And then so we want it to say, make sure we say figure. So deselect exclude label. So it says figure 3, colon space, Some airlines use chatbots. Period. Some airlines use chatbots, period. All right. Oopsie. Make sure you spell that right. All right. And if you need to save it periodically, go ahead and do so. Step number 5 says, above the Lufthansa picture in the sentence on page 3, select the placeholder text, insert, oopsie, cross-reference. So we're going to select that text and the little brackets, and we're going to insert a cross-reference to figure 3. So we're going to references, cross-reference, and we're going to insert it to a figure, figure 3, and we want to choose the option figure only label and number. And then insert, close. So see figure 3 for the Lufthansa website. All right, step 6 says on page 4, at the end of the first sentence in the integrated travel services, right here, mark travel industry as an index entry. So we're going to select travel industry. We're going to, on our references tab, mark entry, and then we're going to mark and close. And we can turn those formatting marks off again. Then step 7 says create a link between the Innovations in Aircraft text box on page 4, so right here. So Drawing Tools Format tab, we're going to create link, and we're going to link it to this text box. So get that little picture, click to dump it in there, and those ones are linked together. Step 8 says on page 5, insert a page break before the coming soon. So right over here, we're going to come to our Layout tab, break, page break. All right. Step 9 says on page 2, let's go back up to page 2, insert a hyperlink from the text trends in the sentence after figure 1. So this report outlines trends. Just going to double click that word, and it says insert a hyperlink from the text trends in the sentence to the heading coming soon. So we're going to go to our insert tab, links. We're going to choose the link option, link to a place in this document, and it wants us to link this to coming soon, airport trends. Click OK, and now this should be underlined, and if you hover over it, it's a control click to follow link. All right. Step number 10 says insert breaks as follows to prepare for adding a table of contents in the document. Position the insertion point to the left of the background heading on page 2. So I'm just going to go to Control Home, see, and right up here. So it says position the insertion point to the left of the background heading and insert a page break. So layout, breaks, page. And then it says with the insertion point still positioned to the left of the background heading, right there. Now we're going to select a continuous section break as well. So break again, continuous. All right. Step 11 says position the insertion point before the break on the new page. So let's go ahead and look at our formatting marks. And it says insert a header, position the insertion point before the page break, and insert the table of contents using the automatic to style. So we're going to go to References, Table of Contents, automatic table 2. There's that. And then it says on page 3, the page beginning with background, right here. Double click up here, insert a header as follows. We're going to insert the slice header, so our header, they're alphabetical, so we're just going to scroll down to slice 1. So that's slice 1 header. And then it says break the link to the previous section. So in our header footer design, we're going to break that link. And then it says go to the previous section. So we're going to go up to this previous section, the table of contents. And then here, we are going to header, remove header. Come back down to page 3, and it's still, or page 2, whatever it was, page 3 I think, and it's still listed as our page 1. Alright, then it says go to the header and footer tool, or close the header footer tools. Alright, then it says step 13 at the bottom of page 7, delete the next page section break to remove the extra. Alright, so we'll go down to bottom of page 7. Alright, and so it says, again, at the bottom of page 7, delete the next page section break. So this next page section break, we're going to delete it. And then you notice when we do that, it deletes the next page section break, but it changes that continuous to a next page section break, which is totally fine because that's what we want. Alright, then step 14 says on page 8, insert a new blank paragraph. So we're going to hit enter after the table of figures. So insert a new blank paragraph and insert the table of figures using the default format. So our references tab, and then our insert table of figures. Okay, because we're using those default figures. Now on page 9, scroll down to page 9, insert a blank paragraph after the index, and then insert an index using the default format. So here's our index. Okay. Alright. And then it says on step 16, add an entry to the index as follows to include a missing subtopic. On page 7, so I'm going to scroll back up to page 7, it says, in the bulleted paragraph beginning technology or translation technology, mark an index entry that uses technology as the main entry and translation as the sub-entry. So we're going to go to that. I'm going to turn off my marks for just a second so we can see what we're doing here. So in this area right here, we're going to go to the word translation, so to that provide live translation. So this one says, in the bulleted paragraph, mark an index entry that uses technology as the main entry and translation. So we're going to select the word translation, and then we're going to go to our references tab, and then mark entry. And again, it says it uses technology as the main entry and translation as the sub-entry. And then we're going to mark it and close. And then it says hide the index codes. So we're going to go home, hide our index codes, and then update the index to include the new entry. And so we're going to go down to our index. Where'd it go? Come on. There we go. Right click, update. And then we'll notice that our right there, technology, translation. It's right in there. All right. And then it says on page 17, change the document margins to apply a 0.5 gutter to the whole document. So we're going to go to our Layouts tab, Margins, Custom Margins, and then we're going to apply a 0.5 gutter and make sure we apply it to the whole document, and then OK. And then it says your document should look like, and so we may need to update. And I think it's, for me, I think it's kind of a good practice to just make sure you update all of your, anything that you've got linked. So you'll have these like figures. The figure 1 will be fine. Figure 2 should be fine. Figure 3 is fine. And the text says figure 3, yep. And then over here we've got our figure 4. So this one says see figure 3. Let's update that field to make sure it selects, it tells us to go to figure 3. This one says see figure 4. Update that to make sure it is the appropriate figure 5. And then update these so everything works out. Alright. And then one final update here. Okay, so then if you want to go through and just kind of take a look at, view it in one page to kind of compare to see what that document looks like. So that one looks good. And this next one, you can zoom in a little bit. So we've got 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those ones look good. Then our next page, our end note up here, our figure 1, our euro sign that we added, then social media trends at the beginning, see figure 2, here's our figure 2. Here's see figure 3 for the Lufthansa website. That looks good. The next page, Lufthansa is at the top. Figure 3. Here's our innovations. Here's our footnote 4. It's footnote 4. There's our good. And then this businesswoman, just if you need to, you can say ignore, because we don't have to make a change to this. Packing, see figure. Oh, in the document, this one says see figure 3, but it should say see figure 4, because you should have updated that. So hopefully this is not going to give anything wrong. Coming soon. Figure 5. That one says see figure 4. And then our table of figures is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally, that technology translation 5, the one we added. Chatbots, perfect. So it looks good, other than those ones that it didn't update. Alright, so I did go ahead and submit that one, so you can see that I got 100 out of 100, so it would be a 10 out of 10 for you, but we can take a look here and see that there's no red, so those indicators, let's see if it has them changed here. Yeah, so you can see that this one, it's changed in the actual document, so that's how it should have been. So hopefully if you follow those steps properly, you will also have a 10.